the government, the NDA could not be formed without these parties. And here you have Mr. Modi, who's created simple majorities in 2 elections. He doesn't really need them. But now, Kartikeya is saying he wants to create history.
History. This is like, if that was, yeah, he's right. Ajit is right. That was marriage of convenience.
Yeah.
This is Ashwamedh Yag.
Okay, Ashwamedh Yag, for those of you who don't know it, is when you parade the horse around the country, and then the horse is symbolically sacrificed, where the emperor announces his coronation with an Ashwamedh Yag. But Kiran, you've been listening very patiently. Thank you for your patience. But while we're talking about marriages, there's one divorce that's shocked us all, and that happened as Kartikeya and me were sitting in a conference, and this started pouring in on his phone, and he said, well, there's been a change in Haryana, of all governments which we thought was a strong, stable, secure government, and there's a divorce right there. What happened there? You've been tracking that story. Kiran.
Yeah, Haryana is a very interesting case. I mean, I would like to do some comparison between Maharashtra and Haryana.
Right.
4 years ago, the situation was the same. There
Yes.
was an assembly election in Maharashtra
Yes.
and assembly election in Haryana as well
Right.
at the same time.
Right.
In Maharashtra, what happened? The
Yeah.
BJP leadership at the center, they had suggested
Right.
that they should snap the ties with the Shiv Sena,
Yes.
contest the election solo, and
On their
after
own,
the election,
yes.
they can join hands with the Shiv Sena again.
Right.
But that time, the state leadership refused the plan, and
Right.
everybody knows what happened after that.
Yes.
In Haryana, it was decided on the day when BJP made an alliance with the JPP
Yes.
that the alliance will be broken
Right.
some days before the election. So it
Right.
was all pre-planned. A very senior BJP leader has confirmed it to me
Right.
on a very personal note.
Yes.
And he has said we had decided that we will snap the ties. We will go separately in the election. But
Right.
after the election, again, we will come together.
Okay.
So Haryana is a
So
role
that is
model.
pure play convenience, that you strike an alliance before the election, you divorce, and then you remarry. It's like Richard Burton and Elizabeth Taylor almost, multiple
So
marriages.
it's a
and
way
divorce.
to beat the anti-incumbency. Right?
Yes.
Their logic is that it's a way to beat the anti-incumbency.
Right.
People will forget everything, and then we can join the hands again to form the government.
Right.
That is what the BJP idea is.
Right. But it's interesting, again, Kartikeya, the Maharashtra and Haryana parallel, because in 2019, we thought Maharashtra was a marriage made in heaven. BJP and Shiv Sena could not be separated, and Haryana was the problem child, but it was exactly the opposite. In Maharashtra, the partners drifted apart. There was a divorce, and there was another government that came into being, and Haryana went smoothly ahead. I think it took the BJP at least the better part of 2 years to come back to power in Maharashtra. But Kiran, this Maharashtra, that's a big challenge for the BJP now, right? This present marriage of convenience between the BJP, Ajit Pawar, and the Shinde Shiv Sena faction. How is that playing out right now on the ground?
Maharashtra has been the most difficult state for the BJP this time.
Yeah.
Because every single survey has been showing that they are not crossing 35 seats.
Right.
Last time and last 2 elections, they had 42.
42.
But this time, their position is very tricky. In the
Right.
state. Yes, Shinde Sena, very interestingly, they are not willing to budge before the pressure of the BJP.
Yes.
They are adamant on several seats.
Right.
That is the reason why the seat sharing announcement between Shiv Sena and the BJP has been delayed.
Right.
NCP under Ajit Pawar is very okay with that. They are satisfied with the 4 seats.
Yeah.
But Shinde, Eknath Shinde has taken a very firm stand.
Right.
He will not give up the seats he wants to do.
So that
He wants
Maharashtra
to-
is still work in progress, Kiran. But Kartikeya, any more surprises that we can expect in these marriages? We've listed several of them. There are some that are still being worked out, right? One is the Akali Dal, the Shiromani, the SAD in Punjab.
I think Odisha is the last surprise. Akali Dal may happen, may not happen, because I
Right.
think now the last cabinet has taken place in next 1 week or 10 days.
Yes.
Lok Sabha election schedule will come out.
Right.
Election commissioners, their names
Yeah.
have been announced. So I don't think people will have that much of time. And no one wants to change horses midways.
Yes.
They all of them know that there is some sort of a way for Prime Minister Modi.
Right.
There is no Congress campaign. If you look at, this is the first election
Yes.
in which the opposition party is completely unrepresented.
Right.
Except social media, it's not there.
It's not there
anywhere.
on the ground.
It's not there on the ground. It's not there on TV. It's not there on narrative. It's not there.
So what election are we looking at? Is it 1984?
I think it's the most 1984 election, I would say, was because Indira Gandhi
That was a wave election.
It was a wave election.
Yeah.
Indira Gandhi was assassinated.
Yes.
This will prove to be the biggest pro-incumbency election ever.
That's a very interesting point.
Biggest
the
pro-incumbency election ever. Nehru in his third tenure never got a mandate like that.
62.
Indira in her second tenure was got 71. But in third tenure she lost.
Yeah.
No one has got so much in their third tenure.
Right.
And Prime Minister Modi to do so would be the first Prime Minister to achieve it.
Right. That's a remarkable feat. And Ajit, now to achieve those numbers, like as Kartikeya so beautifully put it, that it's actually they're trying to make history rather than just, you know, a convenience, a marriage of convenience or a simple electoral victory. Tamil Nadu is one area where they really have to make a major dent. If the BJP has to get these numbers that it's projected, but there are huge challenges there. The DMK is the regional satrap which is, you know, completely got the state under its sway, right? The AIDMK barely exists over there. The BJP has not been able to make headway with its alliances.
Because you see, BJP has never... Let Ajit speak,
yes,
then I'll
Ajit,
come.
yes,
Let
after
Ajit
you.
speak.
So the BJP has potentially done a great alliance with Dinakaran, who is basically Jayalalitha's nephew, number one. Number two, with the Tamil Manila Congress, Vasan, who's Mupanar's son. Remember, Chidambaram at one time was
part of the TMC, of course.
Right. So with that, and it's trying to work out an alliance with OPS, Pannirselvam, of the Anna DMK. Plus, a few stars have switched to the BJP in the last 2-3 days. I have a feeling that 2 seats they are likely to get are Coimbatore and Kanyakumari. However, they are actually eyeing 10 seats. And look at the leader, the BJP, the president of Tamil Nadu is doing almost a walk like Rahul Gandhi all across the state.
Across Tamil Nadu,
so, Absolutely.
Annamalai.
That's Annamalai. So I won't be surprised if they get more than 2 seats, maybe 4, if not 10. And finally, the other point I wanted to make is, we keep talking about the marriage of convenience. I actually don't believe it. I believe that there are 2 basically broad coalitions in India. One can call them in simple language, right-wing coalitions and left-wing coalitions. And Vajpayee ji, from the time NDA started, he could tie with the so-called right-wing parties, even regionally. So, you know, parties which actually believed in liberalization or, let's say, other so-called, expansion. Whereas the Congress ends up tying usually with left-wing parties, socialist parties, you know, mandal parties, and parties like that. So I think instead of calling it basically what one said, you know, a marriage of convenience.
Marriage of convenience.
Actually, what they call in American psephological language, minimum connected winning coalition.
Minimum connected winning coalition. Right.
Yeah, which is basically ideological familiarity with each other. And Naidu is a great example of that.
You see,
Naidu, in a way...
It's a great point of view. But you see, what has happened under BJP is that they have displaced a political and social consensus. That's the rupture. And if you look at the trajectory of Bharatiya Janata Party, it's not a party which has... under Prime Minister Modi coming into power because they are reworking political arithmetic. Actually, what they are doing, there's a word called terraforming. You terraform a planet. You know?
Absolutely.
They are terraforming the politics. The politics of Haryana got terraformed. That is why after 50 years, BJP had a stake there. For them to do something in Tamil Nadu, they need to terraform the politics of Tamil Nadu.
And particularly the grassroots
they
politics.
need to marginalize the Dravidian narrative. When they marginalize the Nehruvian Ganga Jamni Tehzeeb narrative in UP, and when Prime Minister said Shamshan and Kabristan, it finished Samajwadi Party there. Finished. So they need to rework that narrative. That is why Prime Minister is not doing campaigning. Prime Minister is saying that India's cultural or subcontinent cultural connect of each part had one thing in common, and that was Hinduism. Dravidian ideology or Dravidian narrative is 70 years old. With due respect, it has done its job.
It's run its course.
It's run its course. So the terraforming needs to take place, and the similar terraforming needs to take place in Kerala. Till then, it's not going to make any headway. They have done terraforming in the west. They have done terraforming in the north. They're not being able to do that terraforming in the east. And there is a reason, because 30% of the population in West Bengal is Muslim. There's substantial Christian conversion in Andhra, which no one talks about. That's the rhinoceros in the room.
Right.
So these are the issues which BJP will need to grapple in. But I'm sure a party which has leadership run prepared can take those challenges.
Absolutely. Right. Thanks very much, Kartikeya. That very, very excellent summing up of what we are looking at now. Marriage of convenience actually leading to terraforming, as he's put it so succinctly. But thank you very much for joining us, Ajit, Kiran and Kartikeya. I'm afraid, Ajit, we're completely out of time here. But this is a story that we're going to be tracking very closely, because marriages of convenience could completely alter the results of the 2024 elections, which could be a historic election, as Kartikeya just put it.
Streaming on News 9 Plus. News is now content. Subscribe and get free vouchers.